Hello there and welcome. Today's practice is all going to be about using a block. I love blocks. They are great to have in our practice. They help us to feel our way into the pose. They are a great support system and I don't think we utilize them enough. Quite often the ego can get into our mind and we can be all like, I don't need a block or a prop, but it can just make your practice feel so much juicier if you allow a block into your life. So this practice is all about the handy dandy block. Let's begin. We're actually going to begin seated on our block today. So we're going to lift our hips a little higher than our knees and just really allow our knees to drop down and away from the body. Just lengthening up tall through the spine here and just taking a moment to pause and tune into the breath. On your next exhale, we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. And then we might take our right hand and place that just on top of our head, just resting it there. Our left hand is going to come out down beside the body and we're going to flex at the wrist. Good. Releasing the left hand, releasing the right hand, coming back through center. Pausing here, just allowing the body to realign itself. And then dropping the left ear to the left shoulder. Left hand coming to the left ear. And then taking the right arm out and away from the body, flexing the wrist. Breathing here. Releasing the right hand, releasing the left hand. Lifting up through center. Beautiful. Coming off the block here and just coming onto hands and knees. So tabletop position, knees under the hips, hands under the shoulders. We're going to take our right leg and send it back, lifting it up. Just keeping a nice steady pelvis here, so we're not lifting up one way or dropping down too far. We're just keeping it nice and steady, and then reaching our left arm long. Just breathing here in this pose, holding here. And on your next exhale, elbow meets the knee. Inhale, reaching long. Exhale, elbow to knee. Inhale, reach. Exhale in. Good. Taking it long one more time. For releasing the left hand, releasing the right leg. Taking that left leg back, lifting it up from the hips. Right arm out long. Breathing here. Exhale, knee to meets elbow. Inhale, reach it long. Exhale, knee and elbow. Inhale and exhale. Reaching long, planting that hand, planting the knee. Good. From here we're going to walk the hands forward, handprint, tuck the toes and send the hips up towards the sky. First downward dog of the day, so moving the legs a little here. Moving the hips side to side, then bending through the knees and reaching the heels towards the ground. Now only taking the legs as straight as you feel comfortable to here. And though taking the action of sending the heels towards the mat, but remembering they don't actually have to touch. Bending the knees, looking between the hands and stepping forward. Coming into your half lift. Exhale, folding over the legs. Grounding down through the feet. Reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good. We're going to find our block here and just bring it to the left side of our foot. And we're going to step our right foot back and we're going to come into a warrior two pose here. So right foot is coming alongside, parallel to the short side of the mat, and our left heel is cutting right down the middle of that right foot. Taking the legs out long, arms out long, sorry. Bending into that front knee. Now on your next exhale, we're going to drop that left elbow to the left knee and reaching that right arm overhead. Now here's where we're going to utilize the block. We're going to take the block and we're going to leave it on that left side of the foot, and we're going to take our arm down to it, reaching that arm, the right arm up, and we're not dropping down into our shoulder here, we're lifting up out and away from that block. Breathe in here. And then lifting back up through your warrior two, straightening through that front leg, sending the hips towards the back, reaching the arms long, and lengthening down for triangle. So again, hand can come to the block. If the block's a little far away, then you can come up here onto your leg, wherever feels good for you. But if you can utilize the block and you want to, then here's the time to do so. Beautiful. Taking that right arm forward, around and down and up to the sky. This time dropping the hand down to the mat, moving the block out of the way and stepping back into a plank position. Lowering the knees and then bringing the chest and the chin towards the mat. Elbows coming inside along the body. Pushing through for a baby cobra and exhaling back to a down dog. Bend the knees, look between the hands and step forward. Half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. This time taking the block to the outside of the right foot. Stepping that left foot back, dropping it down so that you're in a warrior two position. Reaching the arms out long. Gaze is coming out over those front fingers here. Breathing into it. Then taking that right elbow towards the right thigh, left arm overhead. Then dropping that right hand down to the block. Breathing here. Allowing that block to be a support, but also allowing yourself to lift up, out and away from it. Lifting back up through warrior two and straightening through the legs. Sending the hips towards the back, reaching the arms long, leaning forward, dropping that hand down to the block. Or to, again, the thigh or the shin, wherever feels good for you, for triangle pose. Breathing here, then circling that arm forward, down and around and up. This time circling it forward and down to the mat, moving the block out of the way, stepping back for plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest and the chin, elbows tucked in here, pushing through for a high cobra, and then exhaling back to downward dog. Breathing here. Bending the knees, looking between the hands and stepping forward. Coming into your half lift. You can utilize the block in half lift here, bringing your hands to the block. And then exhale, fold forward. Ground down into the feet, reaching the arms up overhead. Exhaling, hands to heart center. Pausing for a moment into Tadasana, hands coming down alongside you, palms spaced out. Breathing here. On your next inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Coming into that halfway lift. And exhale, plant the hands on the mat and step back for plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin, Push through for a high cobra and exhale back, downward dog. Breathe in here. I'm going to inhale, lifting the right leg, and exhale, step it between the hands. Bringing that block on the inside of the right foot, we're going to take our left hand to the block and open up to the right side. So again, not dropping down into the block, sinking in, we're lifting up and away and opening to the right. Bringing that right hand down, and we're going to step our back foot forward slightly, lift the block, take it to its highest point, bringing it about a foot in front of us, foot or two in front of us, and lifting the back leg. Now our right hand is going to lift up for a twist. Dropping that right hand and bringing the left leg to meet the right. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, fold over the legs. Plant the hands, step back to plank. Lower the knees, chest and chin. Push through for a cobra. Exhale to down dog. Inhale, lift the left leg. And exhale, step between the hands. Bringing that block on the inside of the left foot, right hand on the block, opening up to the side, lifting up, out and away from the block. Breathe in here. Left hand comes down to the mat, stepping that right foot forward, taking the block on its highest level out in front of you, lifting that back leg, and then lifting the right arm up for a twist. Now know if at any point in time you fall out of this pose, that's totally okay, just come back into it. Because our balance and is different on every day, and if we've got like our period or something, it's really different. Bringing that left hand down to the mat, stepping that foot to the front of the mat, half lift, and then fold over the legs. Ground down into the feet, reaching the arms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, reaching the arms up. Exhale, fold over the legs. Coming to that half lift, then plant the hands and step back to plank. Lower the knees, lower the chest and chin towards the mat. Push through for a cobra. Exhale, back to down dog. Inhale, reach the right leg up, and exhale, bringing that right knee to the right elbow, right wrist, sorry. And we're going to sink back down for a, oh my God, I'm having a mind blank here, for a pigeon pose. So that right ankle is coming anywhere between the left wrist and the left hip. Wherever within that area it lands, that's totally okay. Some people can get this parallel to the mat. There is no way in hell I can. Taking our block, and we're just going to place it underneath that right hip so that we keep our hips a bit more level. Lengthening up through the spine and then folding over that right leg. Hands can come in front of you and you can rest your head on your hands. And as you stay here, you might remove that block so you can sink in a little deeper. And bringing the hands to the mat, lifting up, tucking those back toes, and lifting up into a three-legged down dog. Stretching that right leg out. Planting that right foot back on the mat. Before we inhale and lift the left leg. Bringing that left knee to meet the left wrist. Right foot coming wherever it lands. And taking that block and placing it just under our left hip here. Lengthening up tall and exhale, fold forward. So again, option here as we hold to just remove that block and sink in a little deeper. Now lifting back up onto the hands, this time we're going to sink down into our left hip and just bring our right leg around to the front of the mat. Legs are going to come out in front of us, feet on the mat, and just sinking back down to lay on your back. Now bringing your block alongside you, because we are going to use it in this next pose. We're going to ground down into the feet and lift the hips off the mat and bringing our block either on the lowest or medium height underneath the hips. Now it should be really comfortable. If it's not comfortable, just adjust the block until it is. And breathing here. Now from here we're going to bring the right knee into the chest, then the left knee into the chest, and we're going to lengthen our feet up towards the sky. This is a great option to take if you don't have a wall when you want to do legs up the wall. Just find yourself a block or a couple of books. Helps you to take your legs up in a way that feels quite comfortable. Or that should feel quite comfortable. If it doesn't feel comfortable, then you do need to adjust. Bending the knees and bringing them back down to the mat. Lifting the hips off the block and removing the block out of the way. Lengthening through that right leg and bringing the left knee in towards the chest. And taking the left arm out alongside you. Exhale, bringing that left knee over to the right side. You can take your block here and you can just place it underneath that knee for a little support. And your gaze is going to come out over your left wrist here. And coming back through center as you inhale, lengthening that left leg out long, and bringing the right knee in towards the chest. Taking that block over to the left side of the mat. And as you exhale, taking that right arm long and dropping that right knee over. Again, you can take that block underneath the leg if that feels good for you. If not, that's all good too. It's just an option. And then lifting up through center. Bringing the knees into the chest one final time and taking any final movements you feel you need here today. Before lengthening the legs out long, lengthening the arms down beside you, and coming to rest in your Shavasana. Lengthening the inhales and the exhales. Taking some movements to the fingers and the toes. Reaching the arms out overhead before bending the knees and rolling to the right side. Pausing here for a moment, just finding some space for gratitude before coming up to sit. Bringing the hands together in front of the heart, hands to the forehead, reminding us to have clear and loving thoughts. Hands to the heart center, reminding us to have clear and loving intentions. And hands to the mouth, reminding us to have clear and loving communications. Thank you for joining me today. Namaste. If you like this video, you know what to do. Give it a thumbs up. If you want more videos like this, or maybe a little different, maybe a little breath work, maybe a little cooking, who knows, whatever I feel like in the mood on the day, then subscribe to the channel. If you want to know when the videos are dropping, hit the notification bell. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time. Bye.